皆さんおはようございます. Thank you for joining me. This is the Simple Japanese News article of the day for October 22nd, 2025, 2025年10月22日の今日の記事でございます. So for our title today, we have ルーブル美術館. So the Louvre Art Museum, then the particle から. So from the Louvre Art Museum, 盗まれた. So 盗まれた comes from the verb 盗む in the passive tense. So 盗む is to steal. 盗まれる is to be stolen. And then we have that in the past tense, 盗まれた. So that were stolen. And then 宝石. 宝石 is jewels or precious stones. So precious stones that were stolen from the Louvre Art Museum. Then we have など. So 宝石など. So precious gems or stones and the like and other things that are similar to that stolen from the Louvre は154億円ぐらいする. So 154億. This is a large number here. So an oku is 100 million. So 154 100 millions would be 15 billion 400 million yen. Yeah, 15 billion 400 million yen. Gurai, and that is about. And suru can also be costs. So in this case, cost or were worth this amount of money. So gems and the like, precious stones and the like that were stolen from the Louvre Art Museum were about 15 billion 400 million or 400 million yen. That's about how much they were worth. Okay, so here's our vocabulary list from the article. We have 美術館, which is an art museum. 盗む is to steal. 宝石 is a gem, a jewel, or a precious stone. 億 is 1 billion. 事件 is a case, a matter, accident, or event. In this case, it's a case, like a criminal case. And we have に関係する. We have something that comes before it, に関係する. And this is how you say relating to that thing. So blank に関係する, relating to blank. And we have 犯人 is a suspect, criminal, or offender. 捕まる is to be captured or to be arrested. 専門家 is an expert or a professional. 歴史 is history. 博物館 is a museum. There is some overlap with a 博物館 and a 美術館, but a 美術館 is specifically an art museum. 博物館 is more of a museum, like it can have art in it, but museum of like historical objects or things like that. Then we have 問題 is a problem, a question, or an issue.
パリのルーブル美術館から宝石などが盗まれた事件のニュースです。今月19日、ルーブル美術館からナポレオンに関係する宝石などが盗まれました。犯人のグループは捕まっていません。美術館によると、盗まれた宝石は日本のお金で154億円ぐらいになるようです。専門家は、歴史があるとても大切なものがなくなったと言いました。パリでは先月、別の博物館で6キロの金が盗まれる事件もありました。美術館や博物館の大切なものをどう守るかが大きな問題になっています。
Okay, let's jump right into our article here.
パリのルーブル美術館から宝石などが盗まれた事件のニュースです。
Okay, so we have パリの from Paris, ルーブル美術館. So the Louvre Art Museum in Paris, パリのルーブル美術館. We have から, so from the Louvre in Paris. 宝石などが, so 宝石, precious stones, gems, など, and similar things, が盗まれた, just like in our title here. We have 盗む to steal, 盗まれる, the passive, past tense passive, 盗まれた, that word stolen. And then 事件のニュースです. So 事件 is the case, in this case a criminal case. And then news です. So this, we kind of have a これは dropped off here in the article. So this is news about the case where precious stones and the like were stolen from the Louvre in Paris.
今月19日、ルーブル美術館からナポレオンに関係する宝石などが盗まれました。
Okay, so 今月19日 on the 19th of this month, 今月 this month, 19日 the 19th, ルーブル美術館から from the Louvre, ナポレオン、Napoleon に関係する宝石. So here we have ナポレオンに関係する relating to Napoleon or Napoleon, and then 宝石など, so precious stones and gems and the like related to, that were somehow related to Napoleon, が盗まれました. So once again, passive past tense, 盗む、盗まれました. So these precious stones or gems and the like relating to Napoleon were stolen from the Louvre on the 19th of this month.
犯人のグループは捕まっていません。
Okay, so 犯人のグループは捕まっていません. So 犯人 is the criminals, and then グループ, so the group of criminals we have here. 犯人のグループは捕まっていません. So this is 捕まる in the negative 定義 form. So they are in this state of not having been found or captured or arrested. So these people have not been arrested. They haven't been found. They don't know where they are.
美術館によると、盗まれた宝石は日本のお金で154億円ぐらいになるようです。
Okay. So, 美術館によると, so according to the art museum, the Louvre, then if we want to do this in English, we kind of jump to the very end to this ようです at the end. And that means they are saying, so this is something that they have said. So according to them, they say that 盗まれた宝石は the precious gems or stones that were stolen は日本のお金で, so we use this で in a state, in Japanese money, 日本のお金, then 154億円ぐらい, so 15,400 million yen, approximately, になるようです. So if we were to put these precious stones that were stolen in Japanese yen, it would be around 15,400 yen, or 400 million yen. And that ようです is, that's what the 美術館, the art museum, said. That's what they are saying.
専門家は、歴史があるとても大切なものがなくなったと言いました。
Okay, so 専門家は professionals or experts, 歴史がある. So 歴史がある is something that has some history to them, right? So these are very historically important objects. 歴史がある、とても大切なもの. So とても very 大切な is important or crucial. And then connecting that to the noun もの, object, with the な. So 大切なもの, something very important. and then がなくなった. So this is ない in the くなる form. So ない means for something to not exist, and it is changing into that state of not existing. So you can also think of なくなる as disappeared. It's gone now. And then that なくなる is put in the past tense なくなった. So the professionals, and then at the end of our sentence we have と言いました. So the professionals said that these objects that were lost were very important objects that have some history to them. 歴史があるとても大切なものがなくなった. These objects that were very important and have some historical meaning to them are now gone.
パリでは先月別の博物館で6キロの金が盗まれる事件もありました。
Okay, so パリでは in Paris 先月 or 9月. So this is now October. We're talking about last month. 先月 or 9月 September. 別の博物館で So 別の means a separate or a different. So 別の博物館で at another museum 6キロ. So 6 kilograms. Normally in Japanese, instead of saying kilogram, they shorten it to kilo. So 6キロの金. Kin is gold. So 6キロの金が盗まれる事件. So a case where 6 kilograms of gold were stolen. So once again, we have 盗む in the passive, 盗まれる. 事件もありました. So in Paris in September, there was also, this もありました, there was also a case where 6 kilograms of gold were stolen from a separate museum.
美術館や博物館の大切なものをどう守るかが大きな問題になっています。
Okay, so 美術館や博物館の大切なもの. So these are all words we've seen. 美術館, the art museum, or 博物館, separated with a ya, so that means art museums, and other things like that. の大切なもの, objects that are very important from art museums, and other places. をどう守るか. So this is an embedded question here. How どう守る to protect. And then we have an embedded question, so we add that ka there. So how to protect important objects from art museums and museums. が, so this question is our subject here. が大きな問題になっています. So this is 大きな問題, a very large issue or a large problem. And then になる in the ています form. So it has become a large problem. So how are we going to protect precious objects from art museums and museums is a very large issue. Is currently, because it's in the なっています, is currently a big issue.